Having a routine plays a very important role when it comes to selling low-end sports cards. Now, whether you're a full-time sports card seller or whether you're a part-time sports card seller, establishing a routine can help develop habits that can lead to your success. Every morning, I have the same routine. I wake up, get out of bed, take a shower, and brush my teeth. And I figured one of the best things for me to do is to take that concept of my morning routine and apply it to my eBay store. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys my routine from listing to packing and to prepping for the next day. You see, I have a full-time job that I absolutely love, and I sell sports cards part-time. On a typical day, I have roughly about 2 to 3 hours dedicated to listing, packing, and prepping. So it's very important for me to try and maximize my time. So the first thing I do is go online and start making my listings. On this channel, one of the things that I continually talk about is setting a listing goal. At the time of this video, my current listing goal is 25 cards per day. And that's the first thing that I want to knock out. Now, if I have drafts prepped up already, this will go by a lot more quickly. And when it comes to the photos, I have two approaches when it comes to that. One of the things that I do is scan the cards onto my computer. I recently got this Epson ES400 duplex scanner to help me scan most of my cards. And I want to give a big shout out to JMax Sports Cards for making a video talking about this scanner. And if you want to know more about the scanner, then go ahead and check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description below to that video. It works great for most of my paper cards. The second approach that I use is this light box over here, and I mainly use it for chromium cards and foil cards. Now, yeah, you can use the scanner for these types of cards, but personally, I feel that taking pictures this way really helps bring out the look and appeal of the cards. For most foil cards and refractors, it really helps it pop. So what I'm actually going to do now is do a walkthrough about how I go through a single listing. For this listing, we're going to use this 1994 Skybox Emotion Tim Hardaway insert card. All right, so we're going to go ahead and create a single listing. And the one thing you're going to notice here is that I have a whole bunch of listing templates here. The reason why I have this is that it makes the listing process go by a lot faster because I already have things pre-filled. So we're going to go ahead and go to basketball cards. And I'm going to show you guys what I already have pre-filled here already. And this, like I said, makes it go by a lot faster. So I already have my store category here, basketball cards, basketball singles. I put if it's graded or not, what sport it is, the condition, and then I also put in the league, whether it's autographed or not, the type, sports card trading or sports trading card here. Card size being standard, United States, card stock, vintage, no, original card, and in the English language. And then I also put my description here that's already pre-filled. Card is in near mint to mint condition or better. A lot of times I end up changing this. And then we go through down here. Underneath shipping, I put standard shipping here as a method. Under package, I do 1 ounce because that's the lowest I can go with doing standard shipping. And then the dimensions I use are a 1 inch by 9 inch by 4 inch. And then here I go with the standard envelope and I offer free shipping. So you can kind of select the service if you wanted to add standard shipping service, so you can go there and add it there. Flat rate, regardless of buyer location, but it's, because it's free shipping. So let's go ahead and start getting this card listed. This is the 1994-95 Skybox Emotion Excited number 3, Tim Hardaway, Golden State Warriors. So my item title always follows the same format. I always do the year, the set, the number, the player, and the team. I figured that way it can really help out with the search. Having accurate titles is so important when you're doing this. And because eBay can autofill some item specifics for you, I usually allow it to happen. And you can see here, it gives me the set, player name, manufacturer, season, and team. So I'll select all because that's all correct. And then I'll go through and just fill in other things that need to be filled in. Like for features, this is an insert card. And when it comes to card name, the one thing I like to do is to copy the name here, and I'll paste it there. And then I'll put card number 3, and we put the year it was manufactured, which is 94 or 95. And then after that, I've showed you everything else. In the description, I'm just going to change this to near mint condition. And then from there, we'll put the price. This one has a suggested price, but one thing I like to do is to check to see what it's going for. So that way we can see what price can I put it at. So the Tim Hardaway has been selling for around, well, last couple of sales were, this one was at $2.50, this one was at 1 cent with $1.08 shipping. So with this card, I would probably either put it at $1.99 or I'd put it at $1.49. But you know what, we'll go ahead and do it at $1.49. And then from there, I'll go ahead and save it for later so that a draft is saved. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and add the photos afterwards. Because this card is heavily foiled, one thing I'm going to do is add the pictures on it manually through the eBay app. Now, once all the listings are done, the next step is to grab all of the sales from the day and get them packed and ready to be shipped out the next morning. I like to use the bulk shipping option on eBay as it allows me to print all my labels at once. I'll go through and make sure the weights and measurements are good because sometimes when there's combined orders, it can really mess up the dimensions or weight of the package itself. And once that's squared away, I go ahead and print all the labels out. And because of the volume that I do, having a thermal label printer saves so much time. So these are all the sales from today. And what we're going to do now is go through the process of how I pack these cards up. For single orders, I place the card in a top loader, use painter's tape, and then use a piece of paper to wrap the card in and then seal it in the envelope. For 2-card orders, I do the same process and put them both in a single envelope. This is the reason why I like using these longer security envelopes, because I can fit 2 cards into one envelope and still be able to ship it out under 1 ounce. Now for multiple card orders, I use card savers, and depending on the type of card, I can fit about 5 to 6 cards in a single card saver. For orders under $20, such as this one, I can still fit it in a security envelope and still ship it using eBay's standard envelope service. Now for orders that are $20 or more, I use first class. So now these cards are ready to be shipped, and I'll go out the next morning and drop them off at the nearest mailbox. So now that I'm done listing and packing, with whatever extra time I have left over, I use that to prep for the next day. And what do I mean by prepping for the next day? Well, I scan or take pictures of more cards that I plan to list and save them as drafts, or I start prepping tri-folded pieces of paper to get ready to be used next day for shipping. The biggest takeaway here is that you're prepping for next day's work. Now, if you're interested in seeing what I use on a daily basis, I've added links down in the description below on all the different types of products that I use. Now, getting to this point didn't happen overnight. It really took me some time to get here. As a matter of fact, I've only been at this for about 1.5 years now, slowly growing over time. And if you want to hear more about how I grew my eBay store, then you can check out this video right here.